Whenever my cousin Leslie babysat, she took my sister and me to the supermarket. This caused both of us to focus obsessively over the most pressing issue of our young lives. Will you buy us candy? Come on, will you please, Leslie, please?
No. But if you spot open candy bags, you can eat whatever sweets you find outside.
Though she didn't give this concept a formal name, it should have been called the total bullshit regarding supermarket candy rule. As a little boy, I thought Cousin Leslie was helping my mother by watching us and buying groceries. When I think back on it now, I'm not sure whether she was buying the groceries for herself or my mom. I do recall exactly what was going on my sister's mind and mine. The sugar-infused, teeth-rotting motive that 4 out of 5 dentists would have condemned. On a side note, I've always wondered who that 5th dentist was. Probably some drunk working for Colgate. Now, you might be surprised by how much candy lurked outside its original packaging. I don't understand the philosophy of candy packaging, but with little effort, you could find a Butterfingers bar on the floor of the candy aisle. Dropped, one assumed, by a person with Butterfingers. Or you might find a Tootsie Roll huddled like a lonely refugee beneath a bag of Oreo cookies. Candy corn was ideal because it could slip through the tiniest holes in its plastic wrapping. Unlike, say, a Mars bar. It didn't contain any individual wrapping that might disqualify it as open-ish. Candy corn was born free. The central tenet that sustained the total bullshit rule was that our pilfering wouldn't cost the supermarket any money. They could still return the damaged bags with the remaining candy and get their full money back from the manufacturer. Therefore, any candy that had already fallen out of the bag belonged essentially to who found it. My sister Lisa and I quickly deduced.
If an orphan sugar daddy is found outside its original packaging,
then the bag with all of the sugar daddy's relatives has to be somewhere nearby. And it must have a hole in it. Now, according to the laws of physics, which we wouldn't be studying for another 10 years, but somehow understood intuitively, any additional force we might apply times gravity would equal more orphan sugar daddies that we could add to our haul. Cousin Leslie was a school teacher, so neither Lisa nor I thought it prudent to bring the force times gravity thing into her attention. Nor did we seek further clarification about the bullshit supermarket candy rule as it pertained to the sugar daddy paradox. We knew our cousin. If we asked, she would just say,
No.
You'd think that the combination of open candies and open assisted candies would be sufficient for a 10 and 8-year-old who should have been too young to commit such petty larceny. But around Halloween, giant bags of mini candies went on sale. We were astonished by how many candies could fit into one plastic bag. The candy companies must have wanted people to get their money's worth. Otherwise, wouldn't they use double wrapping? Or wouldn't they reduce the candy count to ease the strain on the bag? These are my thoughts as a conniving 8-year-old, trying to justify stretching Cousin Leslie's rule to include candy we savagely ripped out of the intact bags. We never meant to go that far. Few criminals do. But we found it impossible to accept that sometimes we didn't find any loose candy at all. We had no idea what mysterious force drove this candy conundrum. But the situation became intolerable. And with each subsequent trip, our banditry became bolder and bolder until one day, Leslie caught us. She had grown suspicious of how we were able to find so much free candy every time we went to the store. And I'm quoting from memory here, but I believe she said,
I may be dumb, but I'm not stupid.
From then on, the rule was that we weren't allowed to eat any candy in the store unless she bought it for us. And in answer to our next question,
No, I'm not buying you any candy.